Okay, good morning, everybody. I have to say that I'm relieved, I'm excited, and I'm confident. So relieved because the last 2 weeks it was a little bit stressy. That you have to make a final list for a big tournament, but this is for World Cup, and we had to make some very difficult decisions, Elman and me together. So we had a lot of conversations in our office the last 2 weeks. What will we do with that one? What will we do with this one? Can we drop that one? Can we take this one? So it was not so easy, and we had a few difficult cases in our group, like Morena, who was injured, like Modiba, who was injured. So it was not so easy. And yesterday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we took the final decision. And from that moment, I was relieved that what we did and what the choices we made, that were the right choices. I'm excited, certainly. I'm excited, like everyone of the 26 players and the staff and all together. We are excited that we can go to the World Cup. It's in football, the biggest tournament, the highest level that you can achieve as a coach, as a player. And it's so long ago for this country that we were present on such a big tournament. So I think everybody is excited to go, and everybody is also ready to go, passing the limits to have a very good result when we come back from Mexico. And confident because I'm 5 years here, and I think it's something that every time came back that I was confident in what I did and what I chose. And this time again, I'm full confident in the choices we made and in the team we have. I'm certainly I'm confident in the fact that those players have the talent and the qualities to have a good result in the World Cup. It will not be easy. We are in a group with 4 teams, and the differences between the 4 teams are not so big, are not so much. So that means that it will be a tough struggle to pass the group stages. We have not a big country in our group like Brazil or Spain or France or Argentina or whatever. No, we have 4 teams who are able to pass the group stages, and that makes it tough. We are confident, I'm confident that it's possible. And for me, the first goal in those group stages is as soon as possible to have the 3 points. I'm sure, and I'm convinced, if we have 3 points that we go to the next stage, certainly taking in account that that has been different in the past. It was tougher because you had to be 1 or 2 in our group. Now you still have a chance to be, as the third one, to go through. But you need 3 points. If you don't have the 3 points, I think it will not be possible to pass the group stage. So for us, it will be very important to have those 3 points as soon as possible. And again, I'm confident that we can achieve that. So we need also, like in every big tournament, you need a little bit luck. You can't deny that. But again, with the confidence we have in those players, I think it has to be possible. And if we can achieve that, I think it's never happened in the history of South African football that the team was passing the group stages. So we can do an historical thing, and we are ready to fight for it.
Okay, we'll open the floor. As previously, please let us know from which publication or media house you are from. We'll start here.
From South Alabama. Just the situation of Chapelo Morena. Just please take us through that and how long did it take to make a final decision? Was he going to be?
Yes, as I said, we took the decision yesterday afternoon at 4 o'clock. We knew that Tapelo was injured, but we didn't have, how can you say it, we didn't know everything that could us decide that he went with us to Mexico, with that we have to drop him. So that's why in the yesterday we had another scan. We had another scan to make, and we had to wait to the result. So it was a little bit stressy. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So also the doctor was stressed because yes, we wanted to have the result first before we decided. So I think at 3:30 or something, the doctor called me in my room and said, "Coach, can we see each other?" So we were with the doctor, with Helman, and with the physical coach. The doctor explained us the medical report, and yeah, we didn't see an opportunity to take Tapelo with us. Tapelo should be in the next 2 weeks, I think, not able to train with the national team, with the group. And if you consider that, I don't think that it was good to take him with us. Certainly, it should not be honest towards the other players to take Tapelo. We should have dropped someone else for that, and not be sure that Tapelo should be ready for the second game. So that's make us decide that we don't take Tapelo with us. And it was. I talked to him yesterday after we came back from the president's guest house after announcing the team, and it was an emotional moment also for me, because I know that Tapelo is someone who can change a game. He did it already in the past for us. So he could be a very important player for us, not only when he started the game, but also when he was on the bench. So and also for me it was a hard decision to make. But as I said already in the past, it's not my heart that decides, it's always my brain. And that's certainly the case for Tapelo when we took the decision yesterday.
Coach Chamba Shabalala, Joseph M Sports. Just on that note, just take us through the process of selecting these players that we've seen, but the emotional part of having to tell a player that meant you not making it into the squad. And how have you dealt with them mentally? Was there any help that they were given, looking at the crushed dream, if I may use that?
Well, I tried in the past days to give them the confidence from my side, and also on the first day we came together on Monday. We have a little meeting with the players who were there, and I already told them that the decision for me will not be easy. There is always on such a thing an emotional side, also for the coach. Don't think that you are in front of a paper and you start writing the names, that it comes like this. Sometimes you're also confronted with I have to drop this one, but I wanted to keep it, but it's not possible. So there is always an emotional side, and I told the players also, please try to understand my side of that. I've nothing against you, but I have to be realistic, and I have to choose the things with my brain, not with my heart. If I should choose with my heart, we were with 32 today. I'm sure. But yeah, yesterday evening I gave the freedom to the players to decide if they wanted to stay till after breakfast today or to go immediately home. So they decided to go immediately home. So we had a chat with every player who went home yesterday, and it was not a nice moment, also for me as a coach. But yeah, those are decisions you have to make. Decisions are sometimes very hard to make, but again, you do it for the team. You try to have your best team, and try also to make the right choices. And this is something we will know the moment we come back. We come back from the World Cup. if I made the right choices or not. This is for me, for the moment, I think those are the right choices, but this is always something that is evaluated with results, and that we will see in the next weeks.
Good morning, Coach. Matlabse from Champs Live. Coach, as a follow-up, I know these things are very complicated, but maybe to save yourself the trauma that you have to go through in cutting people, do you ever consider maybe just going straight with the final squad and don't do the preliminary squad, so people must just know from the beginning where they stand?
You know, the fact that we were with 32 now was certainly because last Saturday there was still a competition game or competition day, so there could always be injuries, and also the fact that Sundowns had to play on Sunday the last leg of the Champions League, so also there we could have injuries. You saw our Modiba and our Morena has been injured. Morena, it was in the last minutes of the game. I was on the game, so it could always happen. And if you choose already before those moments your squad, then maybe after that you have to take players who are already disappointed, but who you have to take back. And this is something I wanted to avoid. I know for the players maybe it was a little bit more difficult, because now we were here with players who have to drop, and they all wanted to be with the final squad. So for them maybe it was a little bit more difficult to accept. But yeah, I didn't want to have a situation that I had to take back players that I had disappointed before. So that's why we were here with 32, and that's why it was also for me an emotional moment to say to players, "Go guys, I'm very sorry, but you are not with the final squad."
Good morning, Coach. Karao Pasha, freelance journalist. Coach, do you think that the boys mentally are already in the World Cup state? Because normally footballers would want a bit of a break just after the long, grueling season, or you don't have time for that. It's just competition ends into a new one, the World Cup.
I can't ask from the players, certainly not for the Sundowns players, that they are already in the World Cup mood. I think the last days were very emotional with celebrating and parties, and I have nothing against them. When you win the Champions League, I think you have to celebrate, certainly. So mentally now ready to focus already on the World Cup, and that's why they will not be in the squad tomorrow for the game. They will have another day rest, and they will be on the bench, and yes, in the worst case, maybe they have to play 10 minutes or what, when there is a player injured or what, but normally they will not be in the squad. They deserve some rest also, certainly mentally. When you see the game on Sunday, it was mentally a very difficult game in a stadium who was really, there were, I don't know how much people, but they were all against Sundowns. So and I sent a message to the coach after the game, and I congratulate him certainly for the result, but also to prepare his team mentally so good for that game, because that was a tremendous difficult game. So I think that those players need now a little bit relaxing, without exaggerating this, but I have to take in account also that they are human beings, and after the game of tomorrow, from Saturday, I think we have time enough for them to focus on the World Cup and what will come.
Yes. Coach, very little from
Speak a little bit louder, please.
Yes, very little from Coach. I'm here, Coach.
Yeah, I know, but speak louder.
Okay. Coach, you play in Nicaragua, and then I think you've got another friendly coming up.
Jamaica,
yeah, in Mexico as well. Now, Panama, Nicaragua, Mexico, Jamaica,
Jamaica.
all in the CONCACAF.
Yeah.
I know that ideally you would have wanted to face European opposition or Asian opposition. The last time we spoke in Cape Town, is this ideal that you're only facing opposition from against one country, and also, I mean, when you do your analysis, I'm sure this is something that weighs heavily in terms of preparing for the other.
You know, the best thing should have been that we could have played against an Asian, a European, and Middle American team. You need also the opportunities to play against them. First of all, can we go there in Europe playing a game? We have to take in account, certainly when we had to play it now in this period in Europe, that you have to travel. You have to see where you are playing. Is there a possibility to fly direct to Mexico, or if you have to travel first, I don't know, to another city and take there? So you have to take that into account also, and there were some possibilities, but like for example Serbia want to play, but they only wanted to play the 30th of May. Oh no, the 29th of May, sorry, because 30th is not possible because there's the final of the Champions League in Europe. So, but if you played it the 29th, you have to go here already on the 26th. Taking into account that the Sundowns players had to play on the 25th. So, you know, there are always some things that we couldn't place. Secondly, there is also the financial side. Don't think that we play against Jamaica and that we played against Panama, that is for free. So SAFA has to pay a match fee on those people. Then I took the example of Argentina. Argentina wanted to play against us, but they asked €5 million. It's a lot of money. So SAFA have also his limits to pay such things. So then sometimes you have to be happy that there is a game and that your opponent is a good opponent. So we had also a proposition of Cuba, 174 on the ranking, Belize. If everyone knows where Belize is, Belize is a Middle American team, 180 on the ranking. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't play against such opponents. So then suddenly there was Jamaica, 74 on the ranking. Okay, that's a good opportunity. So you don't always have the things you wanted. And it depends of what I said, travels, money. So again, I'm happy. I'm happy with the teams we play. And I'm also aware of the fact that it's only Middle American teams or countries. But we have a good game. And that's the most important for me. The rest, I don't think if you play once against a European team that you know everything about European teams. It should have been good, but I don't think that we have to say after the World Cup, yeah, we didn't play against a European team, we didn't play against an Asian team. The influence of one game against such an opponent is not so big. It's not so big. So again, for me, it's not really a problem that we only played against Middle American teams.
Ladies from Super Sports Coach. Just going back to the squad selection, Coach. I wonder, outside of just form, in terms of other factors you consider, because you look at the fact that you're playing in America and you already have about 2 players playing there, you know, only through Mbezeli. So, of course, in terms of acclimatizing, those are players who are used to playing in those conditions. I think we're also trying to address the issues of height as well. I think you've spoken about it. So I'm just wondering, Coach, in terms of your squad composition and how you selected the squad, are these also some of the factors that you were looking at in terms of selecting the squad, just outside of form, in terms of just the fact that some of them play there, the height issues, and just some other factors, coach?
I think when you make a selection, first of all, you try to have a certain balance in your selection. Not too much from this, not too much from that. Do we have height in the selection? Do we have players who are at that moment in good shape? Do we have players who are not for the first time with us? And that's also the reason why Petersen is not with us. Petersen was only 2 days with us. So I know Petersen as a goalkeeper. So when I said him yesterday evening after we came back from the announcement, I said him also, I said, listen, I have to choose between 3 goalkeepers, Gus, Shane and you. I have to choose 2 goalkeepers. When you look at the quality of those guys, you can't choose because they are in the same quality. So on what level you will choose then? And for me, it was the integration. We had only 1 good training, and that was Tuesday. And that was it. I don't know Brandon as a human being. So in those 2 days, you can't know him. How will he react when he don't play? How is his reaction on whatever? And that made me choose not to take Brandon. It's not a question of quality, it's just the integration. So this is very important, that all those things you take together and then make your choices. But sometimes still it's very difficult to choose between 2 players. So again, I think there is a certain balance in our team. We have also height, what is very important. I made already the analysis of our 2 opponents. You can be sure there are tall teams. So we need tall men also. So and all these aspects of how choosing a team play a role in the final decision. So now I think we have a balanced team. We will go rather soon to Mexico because we need that adaptation on high altitude. Also the jet lag, 8 hours jet lag. I asked Olwetu 2 days ago, I said, how is it? Because he's coming from Philadelphia, 7 hours. He said, yeah, okay, middle of the night I'm awake. Okay, so you have to adapt that also. So that's why we are all going on Sunday. And I'm very happy again with the guys you're going with.
Greetings, Coach.
Yeah.
Nthokozisi from Far Post. Coach, on a lighter, nicer note, you've got 16 players that have achieved great things for their club, 8 Pirates players that have won the league, 8 Sundowns players that have won the Champions League. How important is that for your dressing room?
I think it's very important. First of all, we can say that we have players of the best team of the season. They are champion. At the other side, we have players of the Champions League winner. And certainly that side of football is very important. Those guys have much experience on high level, have much experience to play under pressure. Again, the game of Sunday, I can assure you, that was maybe the most difficult game of Sundowns in years. Not only the opponent, but mentally. So that helps a lot when you have those players in your team. And I think together they are, 14 or something? 15? I don't know. So it's important because those guys have a lot of experience. But not only that, we have guys who play abroad in different competitions, sometimes better competitions. So that helps the quality increase in your group. And again, I'm very happy for once, and maybe Sundowns will not like that, but that Pirates is champion now. It's another thing, it's another feeling, and I'm certainly happy that Sundowns won the Champions League, because I was afraid that if they should lose, that I got players who would be very disappointed, and it should be normal. So I think I had a lot of work to do if Sundowns should lost that second leg in the Champions League. So now they came with a boost of confidence, and that helps also a lot.
Coach Lorenz from Mideski Times, your decision to recall Ikram after leaving out of the AFCON, are you confident he gives a lot to the attack with Lyle and evidence, and then Maseko as well, was with you in 2023, obviously fell out of favour at Sundowns, but now he's with you going to the World Cup?
Yeah, first of all, Maseko is doing very well in Cyprus. So he was already with us, but that period he was a guy who was every 2 weeks injured. He suffered a lot of injuries. Now we played nearly whole season with his team in Cyprus. He played good, at a good level. So we called him in March. I was very happy with what I saw from him, and that's also the reason why he's with us. Rayners he was out of the team because of his health problems. And then he had some difficulties to have again that plays in the team, but the games he played, he scored again. So you know, with Rayners, he will always is able to score. He's also a different type of the other two. So you have Foster, you have Magopa, who's more the tall guy, but you have also him. He's fast. He's really one who has the smell of the goals. So we have opportunities now. In the function of our opponent, we will choose or Foster or Magopa or Rayners. And also during the game, if we have to change something, so we have another type of player. And that's why I wanted him in with us, with the team.
So just as a follow-up to this sort of something, is this what you missed, Coach, at the AFCON?
I'm sorry?
Is this what you missed at the AFCON?
Well, no, yeah, okay, maybe, but you know, I said already, in AFCON, it was not the real Bafana Bafana team. There was mentally, we were not ready, and there happened a lot of things. Also, my problems with the accusation of racism, and it all influenced our preparation. Also, the mentality in the group was not what I was used to see, and there were players who were not happy because they didn't play, blah 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 blah. I never saw that before. It was also maybe because the decompression was there. We had 2 years in a row a success. We lived all together to one thing, qualifying for World Cup, and then suddenly that happens. And I think also in the group, and I felt it also myself, that it was, yes, we have it. And I think that was really the reason why we had a disappointed AFCON. But I'm not afraid, not at all. I not even think about it now that will happen, because those guys are motivated. They know what they achieved, and they will also have make a very good result on the World Cup.
Good morning, Coach, again.
Yes, I coach.
Where are you?
Yeah, he is here, Coach.
Oh, sorry.
Good morning, Coach, again. One of the guys who's going to be important for us is Raleigh. They just had a good season.
Yeah.
We all know still a young man, relatively, and the weight of expectation may weigh heavily on him. How do you protect him and make sure that really he can play competitively at this level?
I think the most important thing is to give him also the confidence, and I think I do that. I talk. It's not a conversation of minutes, but little things. I do more with him than with every other player, because I know what happened with Rayleigh in the last 2 years. It's not so easy. He came from nothing to, let's say, a star here in the national competition. I'm also convinced that really is not, still not on his highest level. He needs some things more, and I hope for him that he will have a transfer now and go to a bigger competition, and to become even a better player than he is still now. I don't think we have to push or to put too much pressure on his shoulders. He's still a young man. We have to protect him also, even when he shouldn't have the performance what you all expect from him. I don't think he's ready for that. I don't think he's ready for that. But again, with the qualities and with how you call that, how good he is, he can help us a lot in the World Cup. But again, don't push too much pressure on his shoulder. He's not ready for that, not yet. He can become a very important player for Bafana Bafana, but it's still too soon to push all that pressure and all that weight of a game on his shoulder. So also from my side, I have to protect him for that he's not burned when he comes back from the World Cup, and that everyone is starting doubting on him. I know that he needs some more power, he needs some more experience also on that level, but with the qualities he has and the player he is, he will achieve, but give him time, please.
Coach Michael from the Star. Coach, in the last window, you mentioned that players must go back and reflect what is it that they didn't do well at AFCON, especially things that you've dropped. But given now the time period, do you see improvement? Do you think that whatever it is that went wrong now at AFCON, they've actually changed to being a better mindset?
I think also the players are aware of the disappointment we were on AFCON. And I think they were revenge. I'm sure of it. You feel that from the first moment, when you see the guys, you see also how they are together. Even with 32, when we were with 32, it was one big family of players. Sundowns players were talking with Pirates, we're talking with... so there was not, there were the Sundowns, there were the Pirates, there were the rest. No, everything was mixed. They were laughing, they were joking. This is a very good sign. And again, I'm not worried, not at all worried that should happen what happened 6 months ago in Morocco. We will be another team than that moment.
Okay, Coach. Potato from Open Lab Radio. Coach, you talk about how you had to balance the team that you're going to take to the World Cup. Perhaps then tell us what are the key strengths that you are expecting to see from this team that we can expect as well when they're playing?
I think we are at a point that we have to make our next step. Because again, this is the highest level in football, is the World Cup. You will be confronted with players who have more experience on that level than we. So we have to make that step. And I can compare it a little bit with our first AFCON in Ivory Coast. We lost our first game against Mali. And after the game against Mali, we had a debriefing a few days later. So we explained to the players, look guys, with images, look what happened on the pitch. If we are going on like this, we will be home in 2 weeks. And the players, they understood the message from our side. And suddenly we started playing differently. It's always been a team who played good football. But this is not enough. You need power. You need fighting spirit. You need to win games without playing good. And this is what we learned in AFCON in Ivory Coast. And we beat at Morocco. And we were in the semi-finals. And we have a bronze medal because of that. So now we are again on the point that we have to do more than we did till now. So can we make that step? I think we can make that step. But this is, what I think. We will see in the games we play now, next in 10 days. In the first game already, we will see, can we make that step? And this is a question of mentality, this is a question of quality. So it's not something, we did it in AFCON. And we are able to do it now also. But we have to do it. And we will see if this team is able to do that step and finally be a team that everyone is afraid of to play against.
Coach, Swisso from the SABC. Surely it was said for the players to take a decision to leave last night, even though you told them they were free to stay until breakfast this morning. But what was the thinking to take all 32 players to the presidential guest house last night?
So that the players stayed with us yesterday also in the guest house of the president?
Yeah, the question is, why did you decide to take everyone there, all 32?
You know, I'm a coach who believes very much in being a group. For me, there is no player who is above the group. Because one player can't win a game. You win a game with a group. And a group is not only 11, those are, like today, there's 26 players. So I wanted to keep that group together, even in bad moments. It should be, for me, I think, it should be worse for the players if yesterday afternoon I told them, look guys, go home because you're not with the 26. That should not be honest towards them. So that's why I kept them together. They went to the event with the president, and they know the decisions there which was made was disappointed for them, but they were still member of Bafana Bafana. And that was for me important. So I think even it was a disappointment and it was not a good moment for the players. They hear yesterday evening not saying you're out, but just I'm not with the 26. I think it was not so bad that, if I should say it, yesterday afternoon, and I said, yeah guys, go home now. You don't even go with us to the president's farewell. So, and that's what I wanted to avoid, and let them feel that I was confident in them, but that I have to make a choice, that it has nothing to do with whatever, it's just making the choices. And I think it was the best moment, or the best way to do it.
The last two questions here, and then you close.
It's been, we haven't been seeing
No, he was before him. John T lifted his hand up after he did.
He's been lifting his hand.
No, give me the chance to can answer his question, it's fine. Please ask the question, please.
Good afternoon.
Who is it?
There he is.
Yeah,
Coach
okay.
Nick Leeson for Soccer Beats. Out of the 5 centre-backs you've selected, Sibisi is the only player over 22 years old. I mean, what gives you the confidence in such a young group where that position, especially at national team level, is normally reserved for older players, more experienced players?
You know, this is a question that always comes back. Since the beginning I'm here and I choose for young players. And then people are saying, why are you choosing young players? They don't have experience. And then I always answered, how can the young players have experience when they don't let them play? So when they don't play, in 7 years, they are still not experienced. They are old then, but they are still not experienced. So one day, you have to take the decision. And I'm a coach, I'm not afraid to give opportunities to young players, even they are not so experienced. One day you have to do it. And you can give me the guarantee that I do it with the older player, that it will succeed because of his experience. It's not that way it goes. This is something to do with the player, with the mentality, with the quality, and even he's young, he can succeed, and I believe in that. And I think in the past 5 years, for me, the most important thing was having a young team with experienced players. And those experienced players have a big function in the team. They have to help the young players. I can ask much more of Sibisi, of Ronwen, of those players, Goss, to help the team and to help those young players to succeed. And I think that is a good way to do it. So even if things are not going well in the World Cup, South Africa will have a team with experience, a young team with experience, and you will have, or you said in English, to have the fruits of the work you did before. So this is not lost, even when the results will not be good. This team will be ready for the next years to have very good results, but we have the experience of a World Cup. If I don't do it now, and South Africa is qualified for World Cup in 4 years, they will, again, your question, they have no experience. So you have to do it once. And I'm not afraid to do it.
John T. Mark from the Citizen newspaper. Coach, I just want to ask about Aubrey Modibo. You're confident he'll be fit for the Mexico game, because obviously he injured his hamstring. And we spoke now to Makanya and Cross. What are your reasons for picking them? But they're obviously the two players who haven't played yet for Bafana.
Yeah, we don't call players because of the sunshines or something. No, we follow the players, and it's a lot of work. So every Monday, Elman and me are in the office, and we start to look in the list we have. Okay, who played? Did they play well? And whatever. So we follow like Makanya also. It's not because of the last 2 weeks. We were thinking about to call him already in March, but because of other reasons, he was not there. But we still follow them. So we know very well how our players are performing in their team. The only thing is that I have sometimes another moment to call them than you, because I think different. So again, what Makanya, the performances of Makanya in America are very good. He's playing every minute with his team. He's a good defender. He's tall. He's powerful. Very important things for modern football. And Bradley was with us, I think, 2 years ago or something. He suffered also a little bit of the level of Chiefs in the last years. So now this year it goes better with Chiefs. And yeah, we also have still a little problem with Modiba. So I had to look at that. So normally there will be no problem for Modiba. But if there should be a problem, we only had Kabini on the left side. And that was also a reason, not the reason, but that was also a reason why we took Bradley with us.
Okay, finally, yeah.
Coach, just a follow-up on what you're talking about in terms of the players. A player like Zwane, coach, into the squad going to the World Cup. Of course, with Mamelodi Sundowns, he doesn't get 90 minutes anymore, he's not as regular. But also he's one of the only few players who's won 2 stars. I'm just wondering, coach, just from your thinking, your perspective, what role he's going to play? You spoke about the older players helping the youngsters, but beyond that, coach, because of course he's not going to give you 90 minutes, but when you look at a Sundowns team, he commands a lot of leadership, respect. When you look at Ronald Williams at the press conference at the airport, he spoke highly about him at the press conference about what he's done for South African football. So I just wonder from your perspective, coach, what role he's going to be playing at the World Cup and what does he bring to the change room?
You know what how important Temba was for the national team before he was injured. So the moment he was injured, I think now we're already 2 years ago nearly, I think. It was a difficult moment for us as coaches to find a replacement for him. So we tried several things, and I just was hoping that one day Themba should be fit. And I was worried about it, because when you have that age and you have that injury, it's not so easy to come back on level. So I was very happy that the injury was good. So now for him it was a question of being fit. I know that Themba is not ready to play 90 minutes on that level. This is impossible, because he didn't play so much with Sundowns. But he's a very good player, and he can help us maybe 45 minutes, or maybe 60 minutes, or maybe less in a game, because he's a player that we don't have beside him, with the qualities he has. He has experience, he is a very good player, he's intelligent in the game, he scores. So we don't have that really for the moment. So that's the reason why Themba is with us. I know that we will need him in some games, not for the 90 minutes, but the minutes he will play will help the team a lot. And again, I'm very happy that he's with us.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That brings this press conference to an end. We'll see you